Now, I have one ring here, and I have two owners.
No, I am the owner. She would like to be, but I am the owner.
The only reason she's the owner is because she's much older than me.
Not that much older.
This ring was part of a much bigger set of jewellery with tiara and necklaces, surtoises, bracelets, I think, as well. And it was passed down through the family. And by the time it got to my family, we didn't have all of it, but we had quite a lot. I mean, we certainly had the tiara and stuff like that.
But my parents sold a lot of it.
Because they were broke.
Yeah, so they sold quite a lot of it, but they kept the clasp. Whether they had it made into a ring or whether it was a ring already.
Natural yellow diamonds get their color from nitrogen atoms locked inside the crystal lattice at the moment of formation, a geological accident that affects fewer than 1 in 10,000 gem-quality stones. Before 1900, diamonds were cut entirely by hand in the cushion shape you see here, maximizing brilliance in candlelight rather than the mathematical fire of the modern round brilliant, which was only standardized in 1919. At 4 carats, this stone would be exceptional in any color. In natural fancy yellow, it is the sort of thing that appears at Sotheby's, not in a family jewellery box.
I would say at auction you'd be looking in the region of about £10,000 to £15,000.
Nice. Dude, we are so going out to dinner.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Was a ravishing young woman all dressed up to go to the ball. Who was she?
Well, this young lady is my 4 times great-aunt, Margaret Robertson, and she was painted by her sister-in-law, my other 4 times great-aunt, Christina Robertson.
I can see that it's signed on the sheet of music on the piano, Christina Robertson, and dated 1842. Do you know much about Margaret and why she would have been dressed like this and painted so beautifully?
Well, in 1842, she would have been 21 years old, so I wonder if that was the occasion for this painting.
I think you might well be right. I mean, she's dressed beautifully in this satin gown with lace trim and the ermine stole. This is more of an intimate portrait. The way that this beautiful lady is looking out, her gaze directed at the viewer, and it's very tender and very
Christina Robertson was born in Fife in 1796 and became miniature painter to King George IV before emigrating to St. Petersburg, where Tsar Nicholas I appointed her court portraitist to the Romanov family, and she was elected to the Imperial Academy of Arts, one of the very few women ever admitted in the 19th century. She died in Russia in 1854, her British reputation largely forgotten. This portrait, dated 1842, was painted in the year she left for good.
Thank you.
Well, I think it's very relatable even today.
You've watched hundreds of these moments. The ordinary object. The jaw-dropping value. But here's the question we never ask: what's sitting in your home? You don't have to wait for the roadshow to come to your town. In seconds, Velcro tells you what it is, when it was made, and what it could be worth. It's like having the roadshow in your pocket. Open the App Store and search Velcro. VELQO. Or point your phone at the screen. You might be sitting on a fortune.
And because his nose is more pointed and his legs are thinner, and I got it from Shepard's daughter, Mary.
E.H. Shepard, the great illustrator of A.A. Milne's stories.
And she said that is Pooh evolving from the family Teddy, who was called Growler.
Yes. So he's not quite the sort of the rotund, dumpy little Pooh that we all know and love from the books.
Yes, eating too much.
Because he's not quite there yet. And underneath, Tigger.
Tigger, who is just sprung fully formed from the head of his creator, I think. You know, he just looks like Tigger looks, to me, Tigger looks in the book.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Now, I did slightly worry about the line of it, because you see it's rather loose.
E.H. Shepard based his earliest Pooh drawings on Growler, his own family's bear, before adapting the proportions when A.A. Milne introduced him to Christopher Robin's stuffed animal. Working sketches like this one rarely survived. Shepard worked to tight deadlines and typically destroyed preliminary drawings. The few that do exist are almost all held by institutions: the Victoria and Albert Museum, the Hocken Library in New Zealand. A working sketch handed directly to the owner by Shepard's daughter places this at the very source.
And given the level of
At £10,000 to £15,000, the valuation reflects this being a working sketch rather than a finished illustration. Comparable finished Pooh drawings sold at Christie's in 2021 for over £60,000. But no comparable drawing carries this provenance, acquired directly from the artist's daughter, who confirmed this is the bear the Pooh illustrations began with.
I think by an old admirer of hers.
That must have been some admirer.
It probably was some admirer. And I would guess probably in the 1920s.
In here, you see a whole bank of little drawers painted with these wonderful Dutch landscapes.
Yes.
They're painted in oil on a small oak panel. And I think this is 17th century, so...
Miniature paintings on copper in this style were made in the Antwerp workshop tradition of Jan Bruegel the Elder, known as Velvet Bruegel, and continued by his sons into the 1640s. They were created as collectibles rather than furniture fittings, a portable gallery that a wealthy household could carry when it travelled. The owner's mother received this cabinet as a gift from an admirer in the 1920s. The cabinet itself had almost certainly not moved far since the 1630s.
Well, if I said that I think you should insure it for in the region of 15,000, we would be nearer the mark.
Really.
Remembering that, it was my mother-in-law's, it makes it very special.
Yes. I mean, all the right sort of ingredients are there. You've mentioned what the principal stone is there. They're interesting, because they're not always fantastic quality.
No.
The best of them come from Colombia, and they are characterized by this very intense blue-green color. Then they get very wishy-washy sometimes, and they get so pale that, frankly, they look like very, very pale sort of marked glass. But the very best ones come from Colombia, and it's got that intense blue-green color. So, looking at the diamonds, we've got this, what you might call a sort of stylized palmette-shaped top to it. The diamonds themselves are set in individual little settings where you've almost got a cup that grips the diamonds in place. The front of it, incidentally, is all mounted up, as you might have thought, in this very white...
Colombian emeralds from the Muso and Chiva mines are the global benchmark for the stone. The deep blue-green color comes from trace chromium in the crystal structure, and natural Colombian specimens command a significant premium at auction over stones from other origins. The platinum setting confirms an Edwardian date. Platinum jewelry was pioneered by Cartier in Paris around 1900 and quickly became the prestige choice for fine gem settings. By 1905, when this pendant was almost certainly made, that tradition had reached the leading London jewellers.
I think if this was being sold in auction, it's going to make something in the region of £3,500.
Before you go, a quick word that could save you from a costly mistake. Every week, treasures like the ones you just watched are sold at car boot and yard sales for pennies by people who simply didn't know what they had. Don't let that be you. With Velco, just snap a photo of anything in your home, and in seconds you'll know what it really is and what it's really worth. And it's completely free. Point your phone's camera at the code on screen now, or search the App Store for Velco, the V-E-L-Q-O-N-O before you let it go.